1FM.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
The program presented or submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
Good morning, and God bless you. We're having a wonderful day here at KNLY 91.1 The Boss. On today's Entrepreneur, I'm your host, Orlando Daniels, and I am so excited to introduce today's guest. She is a jewel and someone that is passionate about what she does, but most importantly, how she can go about helping others. Miss Nicola Ulrich, and I wanted to make sure I pronounced it correctly, so she's going to give you the actual correct pronunciation of her name, and she's going to share a little bit more about herself, but she's the proud owner and proprietor of Transforming from Within. So introduce yourself, Ms. Nicola.
Yes, hello, good morning, Orlando. Thanks for having me here. I'm absolutely delighted that I met you.
Yes.
Local networking works. So we are such a great group of local entrepreneurs here. So my name is Nicola Ulrichs. Very difficult to pronounce, but I give everyone credit for just trying.
Okay, say it again.
Ulrichs.
Ulrichs.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. I know you're talking to me, so it's fine. So yeah, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, other than the things that I may know. I want our listeners and followers to know, and then we're going to talk about some events you have coming up and what inspired you to create Transforming from Within.
Yes, wonderful. So that's a good keyword you mentioned, inspiring, because I am all about inspiring and also empowering others. So let me start by introducing myself and telling you a little bit more about myself, and then I will get more into why I do and what exactly I do. So, Nicola Ulrichs, born and raised in Germany. I'm going to celebrate half a century being on this planet soon. So. And I'm happy to announce that I finally found my calling. Yeah. Thank you. Right. Yes. So the calling, we have on being on this planet it's not about me. It's not about the I, and it's not about me. Yeah. It's all about the we and the us, and it's about serving. So took me a while to get to know myself and to trust myself and to absolutely acknowledge myself. I started my career in the corporate world. I went to a university for business, and I ventured into human resources. So I worked with people, I worked with humans, and I always took it literally, like working with the human resource in the resource is the human being, right?
Okay. Uh-huh.
So providing the environment for everyone to function best in a corporate world. So I was doing that for quite a while. Always interested about the backgrounds and behavior patterns of humans, the belief I also had into every single one that there is a special talent you have, and you just have to find it, and you have to foster it, or someone has to foster it, right, for you most of the time. So anyway, long story short, along the way I got married, I had kids, I moved all over the place. I moved Germany, US, Germany, back and forth, many cities. I made it all work, yeah. So, and also got divorced. So at one point in my life, I ended up as a single mother of two wonderful teenager sons, twin sons. I ended up in a foreign country as a single mother, and then I reflected, and then I started reflecting. I mean, where am I? Why? What happened to me, and why did I let things happen to me? And so I experimented with a lot of things along the way. Therapies, I tried everything you've heard of probably. I've tried it, yeah. So therapies, counseling, different coachings. I bought online programs. I read many books. I met a lot of new people. I was fascinated by people and their experiences in life. So long story short, eventually I discovered hypnosis. So now, usually when I mention that, people show me like the scared faces, like, oh my God, she's making me jump like a monkey on stage, right? So this is not what I do. So eventually, because I found myself, and I wanted to understand why was I stuck in a dysfunctional marriage for over 20 years, and where along the way did I lose myself? Or where did I actually forget to take care of myself? I was just not part of the equation. I was making it work, and there was no me. So hypnosis is what I tried, and eventually what I got certified in, and I will get to that later. So just finish that thought here is. I was my own guinea pig. Yeah. So I was trying all these different methods on myself, and I discovered the power of the subconscious mind. Yeah? Because we can learn and we can read books and we can think we understand things, but the power of the subconscious mind is just overruling most of the things we think we know with our conscious mind. Yeah?
Well, I love when I hear people share their journey, and the thing that God uses to motivate us, to inspire others, to aid others, to help others. So you have the right concept in relations to not you or me, but it's we and us.
Yes.
And that's why we were all put here. I believe that we were born with other people in mind. When you mentioned subconscious, because we have the conscious mind, then we have the subconscious. Can you elaborate just a little bit more in regards to the subconscious so that people can understand in reference to tapping into that portion?
Yes, wonderful. So the subconscious mind is powerful. The subconscious mind is about 90% responsible of what we feel and what we do, because the humans function in the following way. So we think, a thought causes a feeling, and then we feel something, and then we act on the feeling. So I can think something with my conscious mind, but I can also have like a thought, which we call a belief, that is so deeply ingrained in my subconscious mind that I don't even know about it. So this makes 90% of everything we feel and do, because it is caused by a belief that we formed in our subconscious mind very, very early on in our lives. And so this is what makes our subconscious mind so powerful. Because as I said, the number is so high, 90%.
Wow.
And the thing is, the dangerous thing or the tricky thing is we don't even know what's in there. So it's like one of my clients put it in the most amazing analogy, and he said it's like Nicola gives you the key, and you go into your own basement, and she's opening up your own basement, and you dig through like all these file cabinets, and then you read your files, and then you understand, oh my God, why do I even keep these files? So because we run on programs that we are programmed, we program ourselves in our childhood very early on, because we function on a different frequency of brain waves very early on. And so everything gets recorded. And it's not about what happens to us. And a lot of people say, oh, I had a bad childhood, this happened to me, and now I have to be a victim. It's not about what happened. It's about what you make out of it. And it's about what meaning you give to it. And this meaning is the belief that we save in our subconscious.
You mentioned, how you lost yourself. And I tell people often, the worst thing you can do is lose you in others, lose you at church or in ministry, lose you on the job, lose you in your career. And we don't even realize how much of us we can lose or how much power we can give away. When you mentioned childhood, I've said that there are people who are wrestling with childhood battles as adults, and they're still trying to figure out where how did this happen? How did I get here? And when people hear hypnosis,
Yes.
People shy away from what they don't understand. And so I'm glad that you're willing to come on and share information that people, and that's the key thing about today's entrepreneur, is to bring things that, and businesses and just so many other things that we're able to introduce that benefits the community, that benefits those who are listening and following us. And so when you talk about transforming within, and there's a event that you have coming up, and I want to get to that place because I don't want to lose all of the information that I want to get out, because you have so many things going on. You got some. No, I can too, but no, you have some webinars, and I think people need to know what you're doing so that they can come and experience you firsthand. But self-love. Talk to me about self-love.
Mm-hmm. Self-love. Okay, so along this way, exploring myself, I understood why I lost myself, and actually I understood that I've never lost myself. I was never lost. I just I was hiding. Yeah, I didn't trust myself. So, and this is the struggle that we all have. And you mentioned childhood trauma, and there's many people, and me included. I had an amazing childhood. Yeah, so I said I don't have childhood trauma. Nothing bad really happened. But guess what? I still formed beliefs. I still formed false belief in my childhood. Can be related with siblings, can be related with teachers, neighbors. Whatever you come along, you form beliefs, and this is then when you doubt yourself, and this is when you lose the ability to love yourself and trust yourself and find, value in yourself, because you doubt yourself. Others are saying something, or you observe something as a kid, and then you wonder, maybe there must be something wrong with me. There must be actually something wrong with me. So this is what belief you form, and it's so deeply ingrained, and you don't even know. And sometimes it's absolutely silly because someone was throwing sand at you in the sandbox, right? It's a very silly example, but it happens, right? So self-love is what it all boils back to. And what I discovered in my own journey is that if you do not appreciate yourself, and if you do not value yourself, you cannot love yourself. And this is nothing to do with being selfish. There's the trend word going around like, narcissistic behavior, someone is selfish or loves themselves. That's not the thing. Self-love actually is super, super healthy. It is honoring yourself, trusting yourself. And so this is about self-love. So I have workshops going on, I have webinars coming on where I teach people, if you honor yourself and love yourself in a very, very healthy way, so many issues in your life get solved so easily.
We have to learn how to be unapologetically ourselves. Mm-hmm. That we literally, the word says to love others as you love yourself. And so when we do that, what expression of self-love are we giving off or giving to others? And so I really appreciate what you are contributing to society altogether, and how you're influencing people. So I want to make sure, for the time runs out with us, that we're able to give some dates, give out some Facebook information, Instagram, phone number. We need them to be able to get in contact with you, and then also figure out a way to get some people in contact with you so that they can have this experience. Or maybe, some people may have some things they want to talk to you about in secret. I asked one question. I saw your thermos. It's a cute thermos, actually. And I said, what is that? It cannot just be water. And so you said you have a tea and you have some other things that you do. So I want people to really get in contact with you. I met you at the chamber and networking, and so you were just full of life, and so and it oozes, it shows, and from what you wear to how you communicate to actually what you're drinking. Right. So let's give the people some information so that they can connect with you for the webinars, the events that you have coming up, and all that information is going to be on my page as well, but I want her to give you that information.
Okay, thank you so much, Orlando. And so, the best way to get to know me better is start with my website, and it's Nicola, Nicola, and then my last name, ULRICHS all spelled in one word, .com. So on my website, you find a lot of information about the methods I use, the hypnosis techniques I use, and then you will have links to my social media on the bottom, to Instagram and Facebook. So Facebook is currently the most updated one, where you find the events coming up. So webinar coming up for self-love on August 27th, so you can sign up and do that from your home. There's a in-person workshop coming up, will be announced soon in September. There is a workshop coming up about empowering women going through divorce, in cooperation with a divorce attorney and a financial advisor and a realtor. So that's also on my Facebook. So these are the events coming up. I'm also working on a men's group, specifically targeting men, because experience shows that men usually take a little longer to work on themselves and love themselves and show that they're vulnerable also.
You know, Nicola, I could talk with you for hours and just really, you know, soak up a lot of your insight. Especially when I saw the event you have coming up on divorce, and I was like, okay. So when we go through, remember, your experiences are there not only to teach you, but to prepare you, to position you, that you may position others. So never allow what you've gone through to dictate how you live. Don't stop living. Every day you're called to live a different life by which you're able to influence someone else's. Once again, I think we are on time. We're on cue, but we are out of time, but we're not out of the ability to share all this great information. Got another great guest coming up real soon. This is my guest, Miss Nicola Ulrich. I'm going to get it right.
Yes, I'm going to
get it right. I'm going to get it right. But listen, you all go to my page, go to Facebook, go to Instagram. It's going to be there, all the information, or connect KNLY 91.1 The Boss. All this information will be there, the interviews, everything that we're able to bring to you. Please stay connected and continue to follow, continue to like, and most importantly, have a great day. You all be blessed.